Mandalorian Season 2. We focus a lot about this show, but we just get more and more information. So we have some more casting news, some rumors about characters we're going to get in the Season 2.
Mando.
That's going to, shed light on what the story is going to happen and how it's going to take place, right? So, first off, we got a rumor that Sabine Wren is rumored to make an appearance with Sasha Banks, WWE superstar, portraying that character.
So weird.
We know that bo-katan in Season 2, Katee Sackhoff is supposed to reprise her role and come in the series. So now this kind of builds up a timeline. So for those of you who don't know these characters, I'm going to explain it very quickly, like a Spark Notes, and then Chris is actually going to tell you who they are in real in depth because he knows these characters like they're his sisters. So the main reason that these characters are important is that dark saber that we saw Moff Gideon, Giancarlo Esposito. What did I say? Esposito.
You're like drunk talking to the bartender. Esposito. Reveal.
Sorry, Esposito.
Cinco de Mayo was somebody, huh?
We saw him have the Darksaber. So these two characters are very crucial to that fact, right? The Darksaber was originally created by the first Mandalorian Jedi. Mm-hmm. Then it went to the Dark Watch, right? Which is like their Death Watch. Like their elite group of bounty hunters that go out and kill things. Sabine Wren in either Clone Wars or Rebels. I think Clone Wars?
Rebels.
In Rebels, thank you. Mm-hmm. See, this is why we have the Star Wars guy here. In Rebels, defeats Death Watch, gets the cool Darksaber, decides, I'm not going to lead anymore. I don't want to do it. Gives it over to bo-katan. Bo-katan does some work with it. And the last thing we know, she had it. And then somehow Darth Gideon got it.
Moff Gideon?
Moff Gideon got it.
Darth Gideon.
Darth Gideon. It's Moff Gideon. He should be Darth Gideon, let's be honest. A Darth lightsaber.
Sith Lord.
He's going to be a Sith Lord. I'm calling it now. Moff Gideon gets the blade, right?
A Sith Lord.
So, from my meager and knowledge, we're going to see the story of the Darksaber, whether in flashbacks or not, of how it got into Moff Gideon's hand. We're probably going to see clips of the first Mandalorian Jedi. We're going to see probably clips of Sabine taking down Death Watch, handing it over to bo-katan, and then eventually gets to Darth Gideon's hands. So, Chris, first of all, did I do a good job explaining who these characters were? And second of all, what do you think the story is going to be in Season 2 with these?
Yeah, you did pretty good. You did pretty good for a young Padawan learner.
I'm happy as well.
Yeah, I think anyone's crazy to not think Season 2 is basically going to be all about the Darksaber at this point. All these characters coming in, Boba Fett, Sabine possibly with Sasha Banks, so weird. Katee Sackhoff, who voiced Bo-Katan in Clone Wars, playing her in live action, which is perfect because she looks just like her. And not only that, again, we have Kyle Reese, back in the day, Terminator, coming in. We know he's a questionable
Oh, that's
character.
right. I forgot all about him.
And yesterday also was just announced Timothy Olyphant is some person in this season as well.
Timothy Olyphant.
He is in a bunch of stuff. He was in a big show on FX. I forget the name. He also played Hitman in the movie adaptation of the video game.
Oh, he was Hitman.
He was Hitman.
He's the bald guy killing people.
Yes, he
is
in a billion different movies and a billion different TV shows.
That's the one people are going to know.
Yeah. He's in like a cowboy show too. I forget the name of it.
Justified?
Justified, that's it, yes.
Oh,
he's the lead in Justified.
And he has like that beard, right, in Justified?
Yes, yeah. He's got like the Clint Eastwood look in it.
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
So he just got cast as someone. Originally, I thought Kyle Reese was going to be Valance, the character we're talking about from the comics with like half male face.
The bounty hunter, right?
Yeah, but maybe that's Timothy Olyphant.
Oh.
Conversation for another day.
Okay.
But as far as Season 2, one, it's better be 25 episodes at this point because it's like there's a billion people in it. There's a lot of cool characters. I'm going to go with there's going to be a lot of flashback.
Yeah.
My biggest theory right now, based on who we have, the way that Clone Wars ended, and we know Dave Filoni's really, this is kind of his push into live action now. And, obviously Ahsoka, which, how could I not mention Ahsoka being in this? if the way Clone Wars masterfully showed the Ahsoka, Maul, some of the clone troopers side of episode 3, I think we might see some of the live action Mandalorian season 2 with flashbacks show some of the sides of the cartoon series.
Oh,
that we didn't see in the cartoon shows. Not stuff that's deep cut that we're gonna, you have to see every episode of Rebels in order to understand. Mm-hmm. But I think based on time period and an overall story arc, Sabine getting the Darksaber, she's a leader for a while, getting trained to use it, giving it to Bo-Katan. What happens between the period of Bo-Katan having it to where Moff Gideon has it, I think is going to be a big conversation and a big thing.
What if Boba Fett
our Mandalorian
get it for him?
Does Boba Fett is Boba Fett a flashback? Is it him escaping the Sarlacc pit, which we've seen in comics past, which everyone kind of wants because it's like you've got the coolest character.
I think the producers said that he's alive. I think
okay.
From Mandalorian. I think we got a comment on one of our videos from Sobe Gaming, and they said that they're alive, and the producers said he's going to play an active role in this season.
Nice.
Which is
awesome. So that means they might show a flashback of him escaping the Sarlacc pit after episode 6 sometime. So that would be even more interesting. And the question is, how does Din Djarin, our Mandalorian, the main character, still the main character, even though a billion other characters
I don't know, yeah.
Remember, it's still about Din Djarin. How does he tie into all of these characters? Does he, we don't know his full past. We know he was trained by Mandalorians. Mm-hmm. Which one trained him? Was it Sabine? Was it Bo-Katan? Was it Boba Fett himself? We don't know.
And we still have Baby Yoda to deal with. Don't forget about Baby Yoda.
Thing on the planet. We still have Baby Yoda.
He has to go find his magical people somewhere and do the little hand thing. He's like, yeah.
Do the hand thing. Do the hand thing.
Do the hand thing, baby.
Do the hand thing. And we still have, Carl Weathers too. And all these characters. Cara Dune, made great character in the first season. Really want to see her grow too. So I think a lot of it has to be flashback because if you're doing 10, 13 episodes, again, first season, maybe it'll be longer this time. First season, a lot of those episodes were 38 minutes.
Yeah, I think this is going to be longer episodes. I think each episode is going to be that 45-minute mark at least. And I
hope so.
I believe wholeheartedly that we're going to get a lot more action. It's going to be more fast-paced in this one. Yeah. And the only reason I'm saying that, aside from the fact that season 2, all these actors and these big-name characters that are rumored to appear, just the amount of time that you have to work with. You have so much to do. Mm-hmm. I know I'm going to get the arguments. Oh, they could do it in a 2-hour series, 2-hour movie. Those movies suck, right? We want the series because it explains everything out better. I want to see these fight scenes. I want to see this stuff.
Don't crap on my movie.
Yeah, they did it to themselves, right? I want to see these things.
They totally did.
I want to see these things explained properly and have air to breathe and room to breathe.
That too, and I think
it'll work.
Yeah, and we've talked about how with the show factor, whether it's animated or live action, that explanation, right? The in-depth storytelling, but also the this is where this puzzle piece goes.
Yes.
And two things. I think number one, there's a big rumor that the female Mandalorian who rebuilds the armor.
Oh yeah,
for Mando, they're either saying that could be Bo-Katan hiding out because she got the saber taken from her and was exiled.
That would be insane.
So that would be great if she kind of. Because even though they have that whole scene, right, where Mando is almost going to fight the other Mandalorian, and she's like, have you ever taken your mask off? And he's like, no, never. Has anyone ever seen your face? No, never. There's a sect of those Mandalorians that really take that seriously. Yeah. Almost like a luchador, right? You can't take the mask off at all. And then there's another sect who don't take it as seriously. Bo-Katan's taken her helmet off many a time. Sabine is seen never with her helmet on, rarely. Yeah. So that's going to be interesting. And then the other side is if these characters, especially from Rebels, were different time period, this is later than Clone Wars. So we're talking fully adult Ahsoka. We're talking Sabine.
Okay.
And we're talking Bo-Katan later on.
Yeah.
That series ends with a big cliffhanger. And there is basically, not to spoil it in so many words, but it's been years. Basically, they go searching for someone, and it's Ahsoka, Sabine, Hera Syndulla, who's a general with the rebellion at the time, and they go searching for Ezra Bridger, who is the main character of Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
So between that happening, and if they're in this show, which is post episode 6, that could be a big explanation factor too. Where did Ahsoka and Sabine and them go, and how did they get back? And they were supposed to go to Wild Space. So there's a lot of questions for building up. I don't think they're going to answer half of them because it's Star Wars.
It's a lot, but I think this show,
and it's going to be backdoors.
They know that this show is for like the quote unquote main audience, right?
Yeah.
So this is like for the mainstream Star Wars fan. They're going to fill in these holes like for these characters that I didn't know unless I watched the series or you told me. Because they know a lot of people don't watch the animation, they're going to make sure that everybody's kind of on the same page. And I think that's a smart thing for Star Wars to do. And also to see things in live action, to see on that grandiose stage, I think is going to be fantastic. I'm more excited than I ever thought I would be for Mandalorian Season 2 with this announcement to finding out who these characters are. And I hope that you guys at home, or on the bus, or on the train, and the plane, on the Fox, wherever you are excited too.
We like Seuss.
I like doctors, I like Seuss's, and when you combine them together, boom,
one
Dr.
fish,
Seuss.
2 fish, red fish, blue fish.
I got a joke for you. You ready for this? My friend told me.
Oh God! Oh God!
What kind of fish has 2 knees?
What?
A toonie fish. Shout out to Kaylee. She's never watching this, but shout out to you. That was funny. I enjoyed myself.
God.
That was a good joke.
Hey, what kind of deer has no eyes?
Oh, that got real dark. I don't know what.
I have no idea.
Wow. All right, that jokes aside.
Get your dad jokes here.